is Jeff King. I'm Andy Erickson, and this is not another shooting show. We go to the town of Hopkinton, New York, where state police say a Potsdam man accidentally shot himself in the knee with a ghost gun. Ooh. Wait a minute. Wait, let me do that again. Shot himself in the knee with a ghost gun. Troopers were called to Beebe Road in the town of Hopkinton on Sunday morning for a report that a man had suffered an accidental self-inflicted gunshot wound. The man, 28-year-old James Wells, was taken to Canton Potsdam Hospital, where he was treated and released. Troopers later charged Wells with criminal possession of a firearm, reckless endangerment, and illegal discharge of a firearm. Police arrested two other men in connection with the shooting. And these guys, the mugshots are all in the story, and they all look like fucking winners. They allege that 39-year-old Matthew Deshaw of St. Regis Falls removed the 9mm ghost gun from the scene. Deshaw allegedly gave the gun to 37-year-old Matthew Parker, also of St. Regis Falls. Deshaw was charged with tampering with physical evidence. Parker was charged with criminal possession of a weapon and firearm. All three men were released.
Huh.
It was in New York State, so that kind of tracks.
Yeah.
But
yeah, ghost gun. It's always fun trying to get people to define like weird terms, like weird.
Ghost gun sounds terrible, doesn't it?
It does, but yeah, all of those terms around guns, even like, again, not to be super political, but get people to define like random terms like woke or even communism and socialism is hilarious.
Oh,
you're like,
yeah.
Huh. Those words don't really mean anything.
See, if I thought of those words, I would think of the actual socio-political systems that they are and not what people think they are.
Right, because, yeah, the amount of things that get... like that's socialism, and you're like, how are they seizing the means of production? I'm very confused right now.
Yeah.
But, yeah, ghost guns is one of those terms. It's like, does it mean that the serial numbers were scratched off, or does this mean that it was 3D printed? Does it mean that it was just not registered?
It really is it's just no serial number. Like whether you had whether it's rubbed off or it's one of those fucking, who made those? The Polymer 80s.
Yeah.
Or it's a 3D printed thing.
Right. I'm not even 100% sure. Like, here, well, it's...
Oh, that reminds me. There was a dude when I was at the match in Spearfish. I forgot to talk about this at all last week. There was a guy who had a 3D printed, what was it? For the Ace VR?
Yep.
Oh, it was a Canik Rival.
Oh, interesting.
And he had added weight to it, too, to make it heavy, like the Steel Rival.
Uh-huh.
It was really cool. The thing is, he need... I was like, could you make a Glock one? He's like, yeah. I just need the guts of the one you have, for the trigger parts.
Yep.
He doesn't make the trigger parts. You still need those from like whatever Ace VR thing you buy.
Yep.
But I was like, oh, that'd be cool because I'd love a Glock one.
Right. I'd love a Shadow 2 style.
The gun I shoot in the game is a Shadow 2.
Right, but
it's more a 2011 module or frame or whatever that I'm shooting.
Yeah, the ghost gun definition is as unhelpful as you would imagine.
Are you just asking like Google AI?
Yeah. It's like the defining characteristic of a ghost gun is the lack of serial number, which makes it difficult or impossible for law enforcement to trace a weapon back to the original owner or manufacturer. So it could be taking the serial numbers off. It could be for states like New York and California. Like it could be that you're not on the registry would technically make it a ghost gun, kind of.
I suppose.
But yeah, buying a legitimate gun and then scratching the serial numbers makes it a ghost gun. So or 3D printing it. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of leftists and guns, Gavin Newsom got himself a gun.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't get it. Was it given to him? What's the deal? I don't know this story.
Oh, so there's a guy named Sean Ryan who does a podcast. He's a very odd dude. I think he meant it as like a joke. He gifted him a SIG P365 that it was California legal or something like that. And Gavin was like, "Oh, thanks. Cool. I look forward to it." And he went on his normal spiel of like, I'm not like anti-gun. I'm just would think there should be some barriers of entry and certain things I don't see the purpose of allowing them, and that normal spiel. But it was a very interesting conversation that he had, and he didn't go ew gun or whatever the fuck people think that liberals do when they see a gun. Like I have met liberals that do that, and it's really weird.
I watched Jaws. I didn't watch it. I listen to movies and TV shows when I travel.
Yep.
When I'm out of podcasts, and I was because I've seen Jaws a million times. I always do it with stuff I've seen a million times because then I don't have to watch it. I know what's going on. And I was listening to Jaws, and it's the 50th anniversary of Jaws coming out this year. And there was an interview with Lorraine Gary, the Ellen Brody in the Jaws movies. Was the sheriff or the chief's wife or whatever. She's still alive. She's 88 years old, and she actually did an interview around this, and I mean, she talked like an 88-year-old lady, but she still had her marbles. But she was exactly what you're talking about. Like, I don't like guns at all. Like, I'm just completely against them in every single way. And I was like, yeah.
I had a friend. I worked at a gun range for a short period, and she's very anti-gun, like super. She's a kindergarten teacher, so every mass shooting of kindergartners made her very sad. And
they make me very sad too. By the way,
for some reason, she was like, "I'm gonna." Her and her husband were like, "We're gonna come visit you at work," and I'm like, "That sounds like a terrible idea, but okay, whatever. We're slow." So she comes in and just sees ARs on the wall and all the gun shit, and she told me she was like physically sick. Like it made her so uncomfortable, and I was like, oh well, this is just like my life, so okay. Oh, I was surprised she showed up, so I'm just kind of interested in that part. But
I don't understand why that would make her physically ill.
It's emotional reaction. It's anything that you put a deep negative emotion around can make people feel, that anxiety and uncomfortableness that you have with maybe like public speaking or going into a situation you're not comfortable with. Just add it to a device or, like
I guess I've never attached emotions to objects.
Right. But have you ever been to a gay bar?
Well,
because I feel like you would be a little uncomfortable at a gay bar, and I would think it was hilarious. And next time you come to Omaha, I'm taking you to the gay bar. Not that I'm saying that you're homophobic or da da da, but like
I'm not. Would I be uncomfortable a little bit? Probably.
Yes. Oh, I know what I'm getting into there, and I get uncomfortable sometimes.
Yeah. No, I probably would. But I'm not against going. Right. But I'm certainly not homophobic. Like.
It's just I think we've told the story, but I took one of my North Dakota friends because his girlfriend wanted to go, and the first person we ran into was like a 6-foot trans person with fucking like 6-inch elevated heels, and his girlfriend was just like, I'm talking to this person, and he was like, okay, I thought I was prepared. I wasn't as prepared as I thought I was. And I'm like, yep, this is exactly what I was hoping would happen.
I mean, I have some exposure to that world though, because my old morning show partner, like all her best friends are gay dudes.
Yeah.
So
but have you been around them in their space?
Well, I was more in their space than mine, I guess. I mean, we weren't in a gay bar, but I mean, it was literally her and a bunch of her friends, and like 80% of them were gay dudes, and I got along fine, Now there weren't any
trans people, or were they in thongs giving you your
no
drink?
one's in their underwear.
Okay, that's going to be a very big.
Yeah,
there was one night, and
I mean, I'm mildly uncomfortable in locker rooms.
Correct.
Mostly just because old guys bend over and show you their asshole and ball sack hanging to their knees, and they do not give a fuck.
Right. The amount of like they'll have a towel.
I've seen too many old man assholes in my life. Really.
Right. The amount of them that will have a towel over their shoulder and not around their waist is fucking
and have their foot up on the bench
Yes.
and be talking to somebody.
Yes.
You want to hear a funny
100%.
one? This is a fucking funny one. Okay, so I'm at the gym one time, the gym that's closest to the radio station where I used to work. It's like 3 blocks away from the radio station. And the locker room is basically like a big long hallway with these little coves of lockers all the way along. It's a really big facility. And I'm walking down that hallway and I happen to be looking to the left because I saw a guy I thought I knew. It wasn't him. And as I'm looking back forward, like in the direction I'm walking, there's an asshole and a ball sack on an old guy staring back at me. And he's bent over, stands up, pulls his underwear up, and it's my boss. I've never told anyone that story until just now. So, on that note, patreon.com/notanothershootingshow. It's only $3.57 a month. If you subscribe, if you're one of our patrons or you subscribe, you will get to hear our giant discussion, the discussion Jeff and I pushed off from the last episode about where we put our focus on training, or our points of focus on training. We're going to get into all that autistic shit here coming up in just a little bit. Patreon.com/notanothershootingshow. It is only $3.57 a month.